Hey folks, it's Dennis from Aspen Thicket Grouse Dogs. We're enduring the winter here in the Upper Peninsula. We're just past the new year. We're into 2025, first week of January, and we've got a little bit of snow and sub-zero wind chills out there today. So I went into the kennel and I was cleaning things up and I found out that I had a broken antenna. So I figured what I would do today is give you a short video on how to change an antenna on the Garmin electronics collars that we use. And this one in particular is the TT15, and I use these tough skin antennas. They seem to hold up a little bit better, and really all you need to do this is you need a Phillips screwdriver set with two different sizes, one of these mini sets. We usually use, because the screws are a little bit smaller size for the cover than they are for the inside. But there's a number of screws in here that you want to take off. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them that you will take off on the top part. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So we'll go ahead and take those out. Sorry, I don't have anybody to help film today, so I'm kind of winging it here, but hopefully, if I do this video for you, it will give you some amount of confidence for you to be able to go ahead and want to take this on by yourself and change this antenna. There really is nothing to it. As I say that, I'll probably mess this up in the video, but really all you do is take these screws out, and these antennas seem to last me about probably a year and a half, which may not seem like much to most, but we are constantly running these dogs here on our property. We're also running them on the roading and training course that we have. Matter of fact, the side-by-side is out there running, warming up now. I put a heater in it, and I'm going to take the dogs out for a run on that conditioning course. And then, we woodcock band in the spring, and we also do a lot of summer training with the dogs and whatnot. So it's I currently have 4 or 5 of these collars because we do go through them quite a bit, and we end up changing the antennas over time because just a lot of wear and tear on these electronics is the way that it goes. So while I'm taking these screws out, I think I can fill you in on a couple of things. We are going to have not 1 but 2 grouse hunting and dog handling clinics this summer. Those will be later in the summer. If you want, you can reach out to some of the folks that have attended those in the past. They had a really good time. Those seminars are intended for both new and novice level hunters, and we think that you will find them very, very informational when moving forward. And we're also going to have the 3rd annual Banassa Bonanza this year. So we're really looking forward to all that. Okay, so you get those screws out. You're just going to pop underneath here, pull that out. You can see this is a little dirty. And this screw right here is the one that takes the antenna out. That one is actually a little bit bigger of a screw, so I like to upsize a little bit so you don't want to strip out any of these bolts. And out it comes, right? Of course, don't lose any of your screws, right? And then you don't have to put this on. I'll actually put this on can put this on the antenna before you put it in, like so. One of the things that you want to do though is get this little wet, or you can use some dish soap, but you're going to want to line this up, put it back through here. This is your new antenna, right? And it goes through there pretty slick. Push it through. And then you're going to take this screw, put it back in. If you want, on that screw, you can put a little bit of blue Loctite on it. I typically don't do that. I used to do that, but it seemed to me like I was going through these at a rate that they weren't coming loose, the actual antenna itself. This is the fun part, getting this lined up. The actual antenna itself is whether it's going to break or not is not going to depend on the blue Loctite, and actually the antenna will probably break before you even deal with the Loctite itself. So then what we're going to do is going to go back, put that case on. I probably could have went in there and cleaned that, but I don't know that it's particularly all that important to me at this point in time, because like I said, I take these apart quite a bit, and then clean them at least once a year and stuff like that. So for the purposes of this video, I'm just kind of showing you how to go ahead and do that. So we'll put these 5 screws back in, and actually I was a little inaccurate. It was only 4 screws that were needed to put this back together, but to take it apart as well. But once we tighten those screws down, then we are going to have a functioning antenna once again, and then I can properly dispose of the old antenna that was giving me trouble. And there are different lengths of screws for what you're doing here. Just pay attention to which ones they are as they go in and they come out. The longer ones are generally on the outside, and then the shorter ones are on the inside. That back in there. So yeah, as I'm screwing these back in and replacing this antenna, I figure this is a real short window. I mean, most of you are mechanically inclined enough that you could probably end up doing something like this on yourself, but sometimes you need to see the average Joe like me actually do it on a video to inspire a little bit of confidence to yourself for you to go ahead and get this done, should you be able to need to. And one of the other things that we also think about here is that is there a need to upgrade to these antennas? All depends on your usage. I kind of like these rough, tough ones because they're tight, and that's it. And then we're done. I kind of like these tough skin ones because I see a lot more use than the average person does, and especially in the grouse woods, bouncing off things and whatnot. They hold up pretty good. This one itself actually broke on something I did. I closed the truck door and it was hanging out the door the last time my son and I went late season hunting, and ended up pinching it and it broke off. So can't totally blame the company for that. But yeah, they do tend to get caught in things and whatnot will break. So, but these the tough skin ones seem to hold up a little better. I think that's what they're called, tough skin or rough tough or something like that. But So anyhow, that's really it, you know, to be able to go ahead and change an antenna on one of the Garmin series collars. So if you found this entertaining, good. If you found it useful, even better. I'd like to thank you again for tuning in, and I want to remind you again, stay tuned for the release of some of our events that are going to be coming up for spring and summer of 2025. So with that, it's Uncle Grouse saying thanks for tuning in.